Speaking of not getting killed, I mean, this weekend there was a lot of protests around the country. How many cities was it? There was like 700?
Brendan's saying 700.
700 protests around the country to keep families together. In New York, we had one that went from Foley Square in Manhattan, ostensibly trying to cross the Brooklyn Bridge into Cadman Square. I was down in Cadman Square, and something like 10,000 people were log jammed at the bridge. And so a ton of people never made it over because I guess they wouldn't close down parts of the bridge, or they just had one walkway, and it just was not enough. But easily there was 5,000 or 6,000 people, I think, at Cadman, while they were still waiting on 10,000 across the bridge. So a lot of people. In Washington, I believe, in Los Angeles, Maxine Waters, who, of course, is both outspoken, a woman, and African-American. And so, of course, the way our body politic responds to the idea of a woman who is speaking out and also happens to be African-American is uniquely American. And that is, she gets death threats. Here is her responding to this.
We're gonna win again! Donald Trump, we are sick and tired of you. We have no fear. You will not intimidate us. We're coming right at you, and we're saying to you, that the Constitution of the United States of America gives us the right to protest, and protest we will. We're saying to you, Donald Trump, you may not understand the Constitution of the United States. You may not have respect for the Constitution of the United States, but we're going to teach you a lesson. And the lesson that we're going to teach you is this. We understand the Constitution because we fought for it. We respect the Constitution because it is what has held us in good stead despite the people who act like you. And so because we know the Constitution, we understand the Constitution, we understand First Amendment rights, we're going to be in these streets until the children are reconnected with their parents. Now, we have some members of Congress who are intimidated. I have no fear. I'm in this fight. And I know that there are those who are talking about censuring me, talking about kicking me out of Congress, talking about shooting me, talking about hanging me. All I have to say is this. If you shoot me, you better shoot straight. There's nothing like a wounded animal.
There you go.
That's She's great. So cool.
Yep.
I mean, it's really interesting to me. Like, first of all, yeah, she's great and all solidarity with her. But it's some of this stuff. Because I remember, like, a year ago, a lot of people on the more, the socialist side, my side, were like had a lot of issues with her because she's like was talking about Russia a lot and this sort of thing. And I never cared either way, because to me it was just like it's an attitude. It's a certain aggressiveness and willing to put yourself on the line, regardless of where you fall in that distinction right now. I mean, she's a progressive liberal. That's great. It's her attitude and how she's willing to put herself out there that counts most in this particular context. Well, also, I thought the way she just totally physically brutalized Michael Tracy was pretty impressive. The way she just like dunked him and he was like a curled ball on the ground.
Went beast mode on him.
She went beast mode on Michael Tracy.
Well, people can be aggressive about the wrong things, certainly, but the things I've seen her being aggressive about lately are all good.